Hello guys, my name is Tyler, and this is my attempt at installing Archlinux as a Debian user. I've heard a lot of great things about Arch, like how flexible it is, how customizable it is, and of course how cutting edge it is. And as for me, I've been wanting to try it for a long time, but I just can't find the right time and the right cause to really do it. Maybe it's because I'm a lazy person, or it's because that I'm just so getting used to Debian and I don't want to learn everything from start again. And the reason why I finally made the move is that recently I read an article on phosphorus.com. There they started a poll asking people to choose the best community-based distros out there, and the Debian apparently took the first place with 20% of votes, and Arch came very close to Debian as the second place with 16% of votes. And I guess you guys can caught that at least my right cause to finally give Arch a try. And I just want to mention a few things before we actually start the installation. There will be three major parts in our installation, the first being partitioning. In this part we will set up a separate boot partition, and we will also set up LVM, which stands for Logical Volume Manager, within which we will have three logical volumes. One will be used as our root partition, one as swap partition, and one as our home partition. By the way, if you want to learn more about LVM, just go to Arch Wiki. I will also paste this link down below on the description area. After reading this, you will have a thorough understanding about LVM and why you might want to set it up on your system, and when it might be unnecessary to use it. And another major part is of course installing the Arch base system. After that, we will install Xfce as our desktop environment, and we will use Lightdm display manager to start Xfce automatically for us. So without further ado, let's get started. First, let's open up VirtualBox. Create a new virtual machine. Sandbox Arch. We'll be using the 64 version. By the way, this is kind of my naming convention. You can call whatever makes sense to you. And I'll be using 512 MB for the memory size. Give it 10 GB. And I need to adjust some settings here. I'm gonna disable audio because it might conflict with my screencasting here. You don't have to do this. Just go to storage where it says empty. Choose your Archlinux ISO image. Start the virtual machine. Press enter to boot the 64 version. Okay, the first thing we need to do is to check if our internet is working. So ping-c 3google.com. This will send 3 packets to google.com. So press enter. As you can see, we now have a working connection. So the next step is to partition our disk. Fdisk-L to list all the available disks on our system. Press enter. As you can see, we have 2 disks on our system. The first one being /dev/sda, the second one being /dev/mapper/arch_root. dash image, you can see from the name that the second one is actually related to the install image, the ISO image. So just ignore that. So we will make partitions on the first disk /dev/sda. So fdisk /dev/sda, press enter and press M for help. This will list all the available commands you will be using to create partitions, and press O to create a new empty DOS partition table. Press enter. Press N to create a new partition. Press enter, and this will be a primary partition. So press enter to use the default value. Partition number, use the default. Enter. First sector, default. Last sector, and actually we want to give it a size of 512 megabytes. So we do plus 512 capital M to assign 512 megabytes to this partition. Press enter, and we need to set a bootable flag on this partition. Press A, enter, and we need to create another partition. So press M, enter. This will also be a primary partition. Enter. Go with the default. This will assign all the available space, all the free space on our disk to this partition. So finally we will press W to write all the changes we just made to this disk. So W, enter, and then now we do fdisk -L again to list all the available partitions on our system. As you can see, we now have two partitions, first being /dev/sda1, the second being /dev/sda2. Now is the time to set up LVM. We will be using the second partition. So pv create /dev/sda2, press enter, and we will use this physical volume to create a volume group. So vg create, give the name. I'm gonna use vg_arch for the demonstration, and /dev/sda, which is the physical volume we just created. Press enter, and now we need to create 3 logical volumes within this volume group. So lv create -n to give the name. I'm going to call it LV_swap. This will be used as our swap partition, and -L to give the size of 1 GB, and it belongs to volume group vg_arch. Press enter. Do it again. LV create -n, give the name. This will be our root. This will be used as our root partition. -L, give the size of 5 GB, 5 GB, and it also belongs to vg_arch. Press enter, And again, LV create -n, give the name LV underscore this home. This will be used as our home partition, but this time it will be dash lowercase l, and we want to assign all the free space left to this logical volume. So 100% free, but all in capital letters, and also belongs to VG Arch. Press enter. Now we just finished setting up LVM. The next step is to format our partitions. So we do mkfs.ext. We'll be using Xfce as our file system. So Xfce, and the first partition, which is /dev sda1, this partition will be used as our boot partition. Press enter, and again mkfs.ext4. This time it's /dev mapper. This is the logical volume we just created. VG, remember, volume group, and tab to autocomplete, and this will be our root partition. So enter, and again ext4 mapper VG tab to autocomplete. This time it's gonna be home. Press enter, and remember we have another swap partition. So mk swap /dev mapper VG tab to autocomplete and swap. Press enter, and we need to turn on our swap partition. So swap on. Press enter, and now we need to mount all our partitions. So mount. First we will mount our root partition /dev/ and mapper VG tab to autocomplete root. Mount it on /mnt. Press enter, and make two directories, which will be /mnt boot and /mnt home. Press enter, and we mount /dev sda1 on the boot folder we just created. Press enter, and our home partition, remember, dev mapper VG tab to autocomplete home mnt home. Press enter. Now we've mounted all the partitions. The next step is to edit the mirror list. So I'm gonna use VI as my text editor. /etc pacman.d/mirror. Press enter. I'm in China, so I'm gonna do a search for China /China. By the way, I mean the mainland of China, not Taiwan. This is fine. YY to copy this line. Press 1 capital G to go to the first line. Move the cursor down. here and press P to paste. And I press O to create a new line. Press Escape to return to the normal mode. Press N to search for the next mirror. Move the cursor to this line, and while again to copy this line, press 1, capital G to go to the first line and paste. I'm gonna do it a couple of times. So that we have multiple servers available in case one of which is broken. Okay, now press comma WQ to save and quit. Press enter. Now it's time for us to install the base system. So pack strap /mnt and base. Enter.